legend. And that's me, Zak, with...
I feel like I should do a voice, but I can't do one.
Try it.
No.
Try and go there.
I can't get that low, fuck. Anyway, I'm Laura.
And we are here to review... Morbius. Or Morbius.
Hang on. Morbius.
You need a doctor?
I am a doctor.
I should have died years ago.
People all over the world have my disease.
I'm here to find a cure. We have to push the boundaries, take the risks.
If you're gonna run,
Do it now.
People are strange.
Dr. Michael Morbius, you've been missing for 2 months.
When you're a stranger,
Then you were found on a container ship that washed up off of Long Island.
faces look ugly. When you're alone.
What did you do to yourself, Doctor?
I wish I knew. I went from dying to being more alive than ever.
It worked.
Not exactly. I have increased strength and speed, and some form of bat radar. What else can I do?
There are limits. There has to be.
There's something inside of me who wants to hunt and consume blood.
Michael.
When you're a stranger, faces come.
And you control it.
I don't know.
Half the city wants to kill you.
We haven't had anything this good since that thing in San Francisco.
The other half wants to control you.
hey, Dr. Mike, you and I should stay in touch.
I'd do anything to save a life, but I don't know what I'm capable of.
You save lives, you don't take them.
Are you here to heal the world? Or to destroy it? Who the hell are you, man?
I am Venom. I'm just kidding. It's Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.
The latest in the non-Marvel canon, but it is canon, line of superhero movies, where it is existing in its own sub-pocket in the realm of Venom, which is made quite clear. Venom exists in Morbius's world, but Spider-Man's villains in the Tom Holland films don't until A Crack in the Sky, which is alluding to No Way Home. It's not that confusing, but it's pointless.
Didn't he say, when somebody said, "Who are you?" he said, "I'm Venom." But he's not Venom. He's Morbius.
Yeah, but he's saying that, but this is the thing that why it doesn't work. Do people know who the fuck Venom is at this point? In the Venom movies we've watched, no one's gone around calling him Venom. They don't recognise him as Venom. He's still that murky character. They muddy waters. It's just to appease fans, but at the end of the day, it shows lazy writing and shows, once again, it's all about Easter eggs and setting up the next movie and the next movie and the next movie in the non-Marvel cinematic universe, but in the Sony cinematic Spider-Man universe. Anyway! Synopsis, please.
Biochemist Michael Morbius tries to cure himself of a rare blood disease, but when his experiment goes wrong, he inadvertently infects himself with a form of vampirism instead.
Is that all they give?
Yeah.
They really...
I could probably find a better one, but I just felt that really...
summates it.
It
That's
just summarises how I feel about it.
That's how empty and hollow and bland it is.
Yeah.
That is the movie with Tyrese Gibson basically going, I'm in this movie now. I'm in this movie. Because I'm no longer in Fast and Furious, bruh. I was in Fast and Furious, bruh. Subplot aside, those two police officers didn't need to be in this movie.
No, they didn't.
I think they could have cut them out quite easily.
Oh, definitely.
I think a lot of that budget that went towards those two actors, Tyrese in particular, and could have gone towards perfecting a lot of what was wrong with the visual effects. The CGI on the vampires' faces, what the fuck? Do you know those apps that you get on Instagram and you're really striving to hold it onto when you're tracking someone on a television and you're trying to that's how it felt. The camera's like, hold it on Matt Smith's face, we need to get this filter over him.
I mean, for me, I am not a fan at all of Jared Leto's acting.
You're going to make me cry.
But why? Why? It's Chica.
Why? It's Chica.
And he used that word again in this film.
He did. His singing, on the other hand, is great. But I did feel that this was his best performance I've ever seen. And
it was reined the fuck in.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the thing that I may have enjoyed would have been Matt Smith's character, but I really don't like Matt Smith's acting either. Sorry. And I hated his acting even more in this.
I like that he kept his British accent.
Yeah, but that's not that doesn't do
like
anything.
We've said before on our podcast and on our things, Matt Smith has always been given the short straw when it comes to his cinematic movie roles. And
I can kind of understand why. He's not the greatest of actors.
And here, he gets a longer straw and he does what he can with it. I love Matt Smith. You liked him in Lost River, though.
Yeah.
He was really, grimy in that.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's because he plays characters...
cocky
I've not
idiots.
seen him in Doctor Who, so I genuinely
can't.
One
of the best Doctor Who's.
Fair enough. But
Up
I
there
haven't...
with David Tennant.
I haven't seen him in Doctor Who, so I can't say I've seen him in every role he's ever played.
I don't think you'll like him because the persona here is, if you met Doctor Who in the modern day, he was a multi-millionaire and he didn't give a fuck about the universe.
Well, yeah, this is the thing. I think because he's so typecast, he plays the same character, and he's just slimy and smarmy and annoying, and I just can't. And I don't.
A sly, smarmy Doctor Who, pretty much.
Well, yeah, and I just can't get down with it. I don't particularly like his acting, so that for me made this film worse. Seeing Tyrese Gibson in this film, I'm literally like, what the actual fuck?
He doesn't even bring the Tyrese is really good within the fast fold because we've got an established character.
Yeah.
And Tyrese is so good with comedy.
Where'd you get that from? Papa Smurf?
Hey, that's mine. So? I said we stick to the plan.
You say what? This just went from Mission Impossible to Mission and freaking Sanity.
Oh, you still can't drive. See, now I see why you always get into accidents. You can't even drive a damn remote control car.
I'm gonna need you to shut up right now.
I'm not gonna shut up.
Trying to concentrate, man. Strap him in his safety belt, man.
Joker.
Wrong. Double alpha. Man candy. You know what I'm saying?
Man, sit your candy ass down.
The disrespect is real around here.
This is a gift. A real gift. I know what you're doing. I like your beard. You're Blanta. Black Santa?
Wow, you just had to open your mouth. Now we got a big-ass plane to deal with.
That ain't a plane. That's a planet.
Poison pill computer virus from an NSA black lab.
You a millionaire? You still trying to ask for money? That's how you stay a millionaire.
You just didn't tell him.
that this is not for you. This is not your mission. Look, I can't do it, okay? Listen to what I'm saying.
Now isn't the time.
I'm gonna stay up here with the pilot. We gonna circle around and make sure we holding it down from up here. Hey, man, listen. I'm sorry to let y'all down, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and stay up here.
No, brother. I'm sorry to let you down.
What? What do you mean you sorry?
He is so good with comedy.
I mean, it was kind of nice to see him in a serious role, but he didn't do anything. So it's just
Unless
like,
you're going to use him, and he's another character who is slyly introduced. They kept hiding his arm, and then they didn't make a big thing about it. He has like this hybrid cyborgian arm type thing going on because he's an already established character for comic book fans.
Yeah.
So it's that promise again of he will be in the future. Well, instead of focusing on what he's going to be in the next movie, actually contribute some actual writing and story arc to introduce that. Also, a lot of the footage introduced in the trailer where he's having deep discussions and engagements with Jared Leto's character of Michael Morbius, where he's basically trying to convince him not to be a villain. Not in this movie. Because remember those first few trailers, it was marked out that Tyrese Gibson was the good cop out of the two, like good cop, bad cop. He's like, you're the hero, you're not the villain.
Yeah.
Also, the footage of Michael Keaton in this movie...
Michael Morbius. Got tired of doing the whole good guy thing, huh? What's up, Doc?
They have played a game here which is really... It's cheap. He's already from the established MCU verse of Spider-Man. Oh, he's going to be in this world, so it muddies the water of contemplation. People who like those Spider-Man movies and like the character of Vulture will go in, no matter what, thinking Michael Keaton's here. This is the rarity. Post-credit stings and post-credit sequences are always undercover, always secret. Here, they were like, no, we're just going to put that in the trailer. So you will come see this movie. This movie was meant to be released in 2020, then 2021. They recently reshot a sequence with, reportedly, Andrew Garfield. And Andrew Garfield was very guarded about it.
Yeah.
Then there was another postponement because it was a deliberation between two studios of what they were going to do with this new sequence. Because it's already a confused timeline, I think they went, we can't have Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man tied to this because it's just going to make it even more. And I'm happy they didn't. At first I was excited, but now I'm happy they didn't.
Yeah.
Because Andrew Garfield deserves more than just a cameo. He actually deserves his third Spider-Man movie. This movie is... it's colourful, it's grand, it's got some interesting visual gimmicks going on, it's CGI heavy, but in other areas it's just murky, incoherent, and it's really surprising. The editor of Ambulance edited this. What a fucking example of botched jobbery. Those action sequences that are CGI heavy, half the time I didn't know who was hitting who, where we were going. The build-up and the introduction to this is interesting. You have this established relationship between Morbius and Milo, who actually isn't called Milo, but called another name, but blah, 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 blah.
A name that I thought we were going to stick with after it was introduced, and then I forgot.
And then they kept deciding that of which name they wanted to go with. It had a beginning, it had a middle, it didn't have an end.
Yeah, but the middle wasn't, I don't know, there's an element of like, you know, if you're not enjoying a film, you know where you're at in the film, like you know that you're in the middle and everything's going wrong right now and there's got to be an end, which is things get better. And I didn't feel at any point while I was sitting here clock watching without a clock, I didn't think like, oh, we're at this point, so there must only be X amount of minutes left.
Of it, It's directed by Daniel Espinoza, who directed Life, and we are big fans of Life. Yeah. You can see a lot of his film, his skill set as a director, especially in the more horror-centric sequences, and in some of the more, I would say, gritty, grounded action sequences. When it goes to CGI vistas, we all know that half the time directors don't have a hand in that. They're already premeditated, pre-visualised by a team of computer whizzes. Yeah. And you never have the director's hand really in that. Also, he didn't come back for the reshoots. Once he filmed this movie and it was in the can, he was like, I'm not coming back for this. I'm done with this film. You should have put it out when you were meant to. And I think that really speaks a lot. I think a lot of producerial notes and butchery has gone on. This movie is quite coherent whilst being overall incoherent. Some of the performances, especially from Jared Harris, was just, I felt your character, we're trying to get this imbuement of a father figure, but it just didn't work for me. It is sloppy writing, sloppy-ish performances, it's simplistic, and it's a complete blunder.
I do just want to give a shout out to Adria Arjona, because I actually really liked her character.
I liked her character. I liked the relationship between her and Morbius, but there wasn't enough of it.
No, but I just wanted to give a little shout out for her.
They really didn't focus. I like that they're probably going to bring her back for a sequel.
Yeah.
To see where she will go. I think she might be a villain.
She's a relatively unknown actress.
She knew. I thought she was a woman from Ambulance. I got so confused for a moment.
No, she's Puerto Rican and has only done a couple of things in her career that I can see, very much TV rather than film. So I just kind of wanted to give a shout out to her because I actually really liked her. And she made this slightly more worthwhile watching.
Yeah, I think Jared Leto was okay.
Yeah.
He was more reined in. I think he was more put in the position to make this movie because of the whole fallout of the Joker, and and he really wanted to rein his horse to a impressive carriage. They basically fucked him over on the whole Joker side of things. He's like, what other property can I attach myself to? And Sony's like, come over here, we have millions, do you want to be a vampire? And yeah, fuck it, let's go for it. I like to see that he actually was given a performance, but other times he looked like he was sleepwalking.
Yeah.
And then when it's more central to the VFX on his face, it loses something. It's not like I want to watch Jared Leto, because I think he's got a real possessed, haunted, creepy look about him. I don't think he's gorgeous or godlike. I feel quite uncomfortable seeing normal photos of him. So when I see him dressed up as a Joker or under heavy prosthetics, I much more appreciate him as an actor than just being Jared Leto. But here he is treading the ground between, I'm Jared Leto, look how hot I am, I'm that musician with long hair. And I didn't know that COVID was a thing until 8 months when I came out of the woods, and I was like, Pilates, bitch. Disappointing, because I really had a sense that it was going to be better than it had any right to be. But sadly, it's just a deluge of ugly, poorly rendered CGI, a score that outrightly tries to rip off the Dark Knight score, and even if Daniel Espinoza had a hand in those visual flourishes, it just didn't work. It's also relatively lower budget compared to everything else. I'll have to give it 2.
Me too.
I'll give it 2. There was a lot there that could have been harnessed and nourished and looked after. But yeah, 2 stars for Morbius. Morbius, I'm doing the Italian thing! From Articulate Warbling. I'm Zach.
I'm Laura.
And we recommend that you
like,
share,
and subscribe
to our YouTube channel.